And there we are. Hey guys, so saying it has been a long time. Not for you guys, because this will go up on... Actually, I am recording on a Friday. So this will go up... This is part 6 of Cupid, the interactive novel we're going through. So this will go up tonight. But for me, I haven't recorded since... I pre-recorded the first 5 episodes, so it's been about 6 weeks since I last played this game. From what I can remember, we stabbed our eye out. We now live with a very handsome but shady aristocrat. Our best friend may or may not have killed her sister, and our best friend has also hung herself. Nothing is going well. So let's just hop in. Chapter 4. I forgot how bad the screen was on this. Chapter 4, Metamorphoses. She began to play. Oh yeah, that's right. It jumps back and forth from present day to past. So this is our friend who may or may not have killed her sister playing the piano at a big concert hall in somewhere in France. I'm not sure if it's Paris. She began to play. Rosa gripped the handle of her seat. Oh, sorry, I thought he was going to start some piano music, that's why I stopped. She felt surges of emotion with every note. A kind of energy passed through her, touching her skin and making her break into goosebumps. Oh, Catherine! Rosa hadn't known such an effect before this moment. Music that could strike the heart as if it were fiddling with the soul. Filthy fuckers. It was different from practice, different from when she was performing in front of smaller groups. Fucking hell, I can't talk today, sorry. This was a stage, and here was a woman with strings. She was tugging the right keys, touching your heart and electrifying your soul. Rosa realised she wasn't alone in the feeling. The whole room was mesmerised. She looked at the lady beside her seat. She had her hand to her open mouth. A teardrop dangled precariously on her eye. The man to her left seemed to have forgotten to blink. Rosa beamed and savoured a rush of kinship with them. They were experiencing the same emotions with her. It made her love them just a little bit. Rosa closed her eyes and savoured the night. There's the piano. A bead of sweat fell from Catherine's chin. She was out of her body now. Her stress from the beginning of the show had thawed and turned into passion. It ran down her fingers to the keys. It did not escape Catherine's notice that most people in the crowd came to the show to gawk at her. Catherine Periday, the one that the famous Marquis de Gaulle has been courting for years? Didn't he pay for this event? Lucky broad. Catherine Periday, I heard she was some pianist. Any good? Who knows? Must be. If even that Marquis is chasing her. Catherine Periday. Some female pianist. Pretty face, nice flesh on her. Let us watch her show. Her fingers caressed the keys, playing them with the force of her heart. Did she play to prove them wrong? Her music saturated the theatre with her favour. No, not to prove them wrong. To set it right. Catherine Periday is my name. I am more than just a pretty face, and I am playing this piece for you. It is my gift. Let me touch your soul. Then I'll touch your dick. Sorry. Rosa felt her eye get moist. Oh, that's right, we're called Rosa, and we have one eye, because we stabbed it out. Watch part 1 if you don't believe me. This was Catherine's heart transcribed into music. All energy and beauty with the strength of the wind. The mischief of a sudden gale that whips at ladies' skirts and tips gentlemen's hats. The cold breeze that carried the loneliness of the coming winter. Everyone in the audience felt it. Rosa searched for Guillaume's face in the darkness. She couldn't see him clearly, but it didn't matter. She knew what he was feeling. A bulge in his pants? Oh, she felt it too. Ugh. Hope she doesn't have a bulge in her pants. Rosa's heart began to ache. It was a sting she didn't know how to name. After the show, Rosa greeted Catherine in their backstage dressing room. She was smothered in flowers from the audience. Sweat glistened on her forehead. Catherine gave her a tight hug. "Congratulations, Kath. You were marvellous on stage." "Thank you, Rosie." Catherine covered her cheeks with her hands. "I'm still shaking. The excitement from the stage hasn't left. Look at my hands." Haha, oh dear. "So I would call this show a success, yes? Pour the champagne, Shelley. It is a night to remember." Catherine and Rosa hugged again. "Let me just finish up here, Rosa. Then we'll celebrate properly." Two young, ravishing ladies sampling the best of what Paris has to offer. Oh, so it is in Paris, okay. Excuse me. "I like it." Rosa laughed. Just don't let go of my hand. You might get lost being so starry-eyed." She was teasing, but smiling brightly all the same. "I would never." "Anyway, shall I meet you outside in a few minutes?" "Very well, I'll see you later." Rosa was thankful to leave the backstage area. She had almost forgotten her anxiety during the show, but the backstage was an ill reminder of the crowd. She looked forward to the night ahead, wondering vaguely why she hadn't mentioned Guillaume's presence to Kath. She shrugged it off. It had simply slipped her mind, that was all. It can happen to the best of us. Catherine went back to her dressing room, humming as she was about to grab her coat. Jesus fuck. She wasn't the least bit tired. Visions of city, exploring new sights and gaining experiences made her giddy with excitement. It will end the night on the best note, she was sure. A small knock interrupted her thoughts. Uh-oh. Who's this? Who's there? Catherine turned round, and the cheerful smile froze on her face. The Marquis peeked from the open door and stepped inside. "Hello, Kath." A tingling passed through Catherine's neck. Although she was aware he had returned, this was the first time she'd seen him in 2 years, after she rebuked his intentions of wooing her. Catherine shook her head at the memory. They grew up together. It was normal to develop feelings for someone you shared most of your life with, was it not? Yet Catherine had promised herself not to dabble with the Marquis. With all the rumours and the past flings, it felt like she knew too much. Too complicated, she had reasoned. The rumours were still alive in some circles. But hadn't Guillaume come clean with his romantic escapades? Hadn't he vowed to be faithful since he had made his intentions clear? Who to believe? Perhaps it was possible that... Catherine pushed away the insinuation that the last thought had and rearranged her face into a merry smile. She curtsied. "My Lord Marquis, thank you for coming." That last bit came out a bit too loud in her ears. It felt like her voice was compensating. She suppressed a groan. "I hope you found the show satisfactory." "My Lord Marquis? What happened to Gilly Monster?" At once the memories flooded her mind. That used to be a greeting every time she'd visited him back then. She would scream that when she saw him, right before she flung her arms around his neck. Catherine didn't know what to do. Suddenly her hands, the hands that had never betrayed her, felt like they belonged to someone else. She cleared her throat and felt the smile harden on her face. "Pardon my past slight, sire. I was a bit of a precocious child. After all, I must give my due respect to the sponsor of this event. Thank you, by the way. It didn't have to be so extravagant." "Wasn't it your dream to play in Paris, Kath? I thought your debut would be the perfect opportunity to fulfill that dream." The Marquis stepped into her quarters and closed the door. "Oh, damn. Something's gonna happen." Catherine flinched, afraid that the small room would draw them even closer. Just the effect that he wanted, probably. The sly fox. She floundered for a bit and contented herself in fussing with the flowers on the table. She should chase him out. Why wasn't she chasing him out? Mouths, Catherine. Ooh, they put a swear word in here. For those of you who don't know, med means shit. She just shed shit. What the? She just said shit. Bitch. I didn't think you'd be attending tonight, sire. Weren't you travelling? Yes, I was. But I wouldn't miss your concerto for the whole of France. Guillaume stepped forward. And it seems my investments were well placed. Guillaume drew close to Catherine, so near that she could smell the mint in his breath. He appeared to have reached out to her face, but changed direction at the last minute. Oh, those flowers are from the Duke. How pretty. He examined the card dangling a hair away from Catherine's ear, trying to look fascinated by the piece of decorative paper. Then he stepped back, grinning like an idiot. He really has great taste. Wherever did you learn that, muckhead? If he thought that kind of ploy would make her swoon, then he was dead wrong. In fact, all it made her want to do was wipe that stupid grin off his face. With the backside of the vase. Yes, he does, doesn't he? She gritted her teeth, unable to take the acidic edge off her voice. It wouldn't be so hard. All she had to do was grab the neck of the expensive vase and fling it at his head. She wasn't sure if the vase would break. Maybe not. Maybe she would need to hit him again for the full effect. Catherine, did you hear what I just said? Huh? I said, now that I'm back in town, would you consider playing for me again? It was part of our original arrangement, after all. She felt the tendons in her neck tighten. I have a full schedule this week, sire, but I'll let you know when I'm free. Oh. Oh, burn! Bitch just got shot down! Sire, I must retire for the night. I'm exhausted from my performance after all. Excuse me. Catherine turned around and went for her coat, but she felt Guillaume grab her hand. Oh, shit. Wait, look at this bulge in my trousers. Well, they stared at each other for a couple of seconds. Guillaume looked like he was about to say something. Her mouth opened and closed as if debating the correct words in his head. But he just dropped Catherine's hand a moment later. Pussy. I'm sorry. You're right. You must be tired. His shoulders dropped. Catherine felt a tinge of disappointment, but she ignored it quickly. Guillaume let out a sigh. You know I'm not good at this, Catherine. Oh, what do I know? You seem to do just fine. You have an amazing track record. Huh? Catherine folded her arms over her chest with a pout. Oh, that is just because of my face. What? Most people think I'm very deep and thoughtful when I stare at them like this. I just run with it. Catherine bit her lip to prevent the chuckle from escaping, but the laughter burst out from her. He hadn't changed at all. Before she could stop herself, a mischievous smile appeared on her lips. No, actually, it's your inability to make big gestures, Gilly. Huh? Well, look at you. She copied his tight, alert posture. You stand stiff as a board. I guess it fools people into believing you are a graceful, dashing soul. Guillaume made a pout. I am dashing, though. Well, make up your mind. You're either good at it or you're not. Seriously, stop being a bellend. Maybe. Au contraire, monsieur. I did have the misfortune of being victim to your dancing. Must you always bring that up? It was a long time ago. He looked so distressed that Catherine couldn't help but tease him further. And then you're going to tease his... Yeah. I mourned the death of my little toe, sire. I liked that toe. It was a traumatic experience. Before long, they were laughing, like it was the most natural thing in the world. Laughing is pretty natural. Like, in some circumstances, you're not supposed to laugh. But laughing's pretty natural. When did it change? Hadn't it always been like this? Catherine settled back into her own skin, mulling the confusion in her veins. Kath. She looked up at him. Her own emotions stung her. You can't keep running away from me. She sighed deeply. Her hands tightened around her resolve, for the lack of a solid thing to hold on to. Perhaps not, but I've already given you an answer. I am aware. I have tried to accept it. Please don't take offence, but I thought it would be easy. I left to clear my head, to fill my mind with other things. Travelling usually does the trick. For a while at least, I thought I was successful. But even during my trip, I would catch myself thinking of such absurd things like, I wonder what Kath will say when she sees that. No, I don't think Catherine will like this too much. Well, Kath used to say. It was funny, but also a little infuriating to how you have never left my mind. So I wish I knew how to do this. He sighed. I'm just too used to people leaving me that I do not know how to quit on my own. It must bother you, the amount of lovers I had in the past. I am sorry for that. I almost wish that I really was that adept. But like I told you, most were simply rumours. The rest of the people realising I am not as interesting as they had initially thought. Guillaume. They never stay long, Kath. One could say I am amazing with first impressions. There is a nagging feeling that that's all I'm ever good for. A sort of exotic trophy people like to collect for its sake and then put it aside when its novelty expires. I can't blame them. By now I'm quite sure that I am what is wrong. I must be better at letting people go. But you... Please don't make me let you go. You see through me, Kath. In your eyes, I feel like I am somebody worth loving. Aw, that's almost endearing if he wasn't a douche. Is it any wonder I'd like to continue thinking of you fondly? Old habits die hard, I suppose. Catherine bit her lip. Those were impressive words, sire, but do you have a point? My point? It's simple, really. I don't think I'll be able to stop my feelings for you. Oh, damn. Bombshell dropped. Boom! You may reject me as many times as you wish. It will not change. I have already come to the conclusion that I don't mind. He shrugged. So I propose that you either get used to me chasing you, or you give in to my dashing my dashing toe-mashing charms. Jesus. Catherine chuckled despite herself. Or I could just kill you with the Duke's fashionable vase. Please do not give my superior the pleasure. I'd rather you rip out my heart out of my chest and offer it as the darkest sacrifice to the gods. Gory. Very poetic. Dashing points for you. You think so? I've been reading a lot of romance novels lately. What kind of romance novels are you even talking about? I figure I must learn to be more suave to make the lady of my dreams swoon. Is it working? Catherine laughed. Hardly. I believe this is how they do it for the big finale. Guillaume cleared his throat and knelt down on one knee. Oh! Oh! Fuck! What is happening here? He took Catherine's hand awkwardly, trying to act as natural as he could. His serious face made Catherine burst out laughing. Quelle folie! What in the world are you doing, idiot? Stop laughing, madame. I must try this at least once. I'm simply concerned for an older gentleman and his knee. Will you be able to stand up from that position later, given your obvious grace? Guillaume chuckled. Terrible. Dare you call me an old man? I don't look my age, you know. Sure. Okay, stop laughing, will you? I'm trying to concentrate. He cleared his throat again. Will Mademoiselle Catherine Periday allow me an audience tonight. As such, perhaps she might allow me to stay by her side for a while longer. It would make me a very happy man. It was sappy and ridiculous, and yet hearing the words did stir Catherine's heart. Oh, bitch, don't be fooled. They were giggling like fools now, like children, her heart heavy set with love for him. Love? Did she just think love? Of course she did. She had always loved him. Why was she fighting her feelings again? The reason seemed unclear all of a sudden. Alright, sire. Your gallantry has convinced this lady to accept your offer for tonight. She bowed with an exaggerated curtsy. Guillaume took her hand theatrically as he stood up. This gentleman is relieved he didn't have to sing. A few rules for tonight. As we are in Paris, you must be on your best behaviour. No embarrassing jokes like making friends with the street mimes. Agreed. As such, I must retire by 8. 10. 8. 9:30. 9. Take it or leave it. Guillaume grumbled, but Catherine just chuckled at his frustration. Fine. 9:15 it is. Sire, I meant 9 sharp. Guillaume's face brightened like a little boy's. Oh, I know where we can go. There's a quaint little piazza just south of here. They have a breathtaking view of the city. They're on a hill, you see. I know the owner personally, so we're already guaranteed the best seats. And they serve the best pomme de terre garnite. That's potatoes, isn't it? Pomme de terre? Is that potatoes? I'll look it up. Or somebody can leave it in the comments. Gratin again? Thank you, not Dave. My little brother's just shouted at me. Apples of the earth. That's a fucking stupid name. If you continue eating that every opportunity you get, soon there will be no potatoes left in all of France. Catherine sighed. Why must he be so... This better not be a game like all your other flings, sire. I deserve to be treated like more than a prize. I was going to say, like more than a prince. Interesting. But Catherine watched Guillaume's face beam as he talked about that little house on the hill. How, when the weather was perfect, the stars would soak the sky. She giggled to herself with fondness. What a dolt. A night in Paris and he would rather eat cheesed potatoes. It was just like him to pick the stars instead of the city, wasn't it? It pleased her to know that she adored this side of him that others did not see. But was this the real him? Did she really see through him like he said? Or was this a face he put on for her sake, like most flirts could? If it was, then she had been watching this face since she was a little girl. From awe to admiration, from friends to lovers. They'd seen the best and worst of each other throughout the years. Surely there was something to that. Surely it couldn't all be a lie, right? I'm sorry, I got carried away. Shall we go? Yes. Catherine grabbed her coat, and Guillaume took her purse. Oh, I almost forgot. Rose is waiting outside. Then let us hurry and meet up with her. I haven't seen her for a long time. I missed her too. It'll be a treat to spend the evening with 2 esteemed ladies. She'll be thrilled to see you. Just like old times, us 3. Yes. She slipped her hand on his arm nonchalantly and caught Guillaume's smile to himself. At the very least, let that smile be real. Oh! Well, we just time skipped to something somewhere in the something else, and it looks like they got together, they're fucking, or some other crazy shit has gone down. So let's just save it right here. Get over. Yes, I want to overwrite my save. Right, where's return? There's return. Right, and we will pick up this fight next time. Thank you very much, guys. I've been Osana. This has been part 6 of Cupid, the interactive novel. I keep thinking to myself I should stop this series, but every time I read it, every time I boot it up to play it, I actually really do enjoy it. So, yeah, we're going to keep going. So, Part 6 will be up tonight, and Part 7 and 8 and 9 over the next subsequent weeks. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers, guys. Bye.